All right, guys, Gemini back with a little review here on WWE Fastlane last night. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I was very, very disappointed in the way that the show ended, and we'll get into that here in just a minute. I don't know. It was weird. I was watching the pay-per-view last night, and I kept watching the matches, and match after match after match. I'm like, okay, the next match, something cool is going to happen. The next match, something cool is going to happen. And I kept waiting for like something really super cool to happen. And it never came to fruition. Just never happened. It just wasn't like all that memorable. There was nothing on the pay-per-view last night for me that really stood out and made me say, wow, that was Fastlane 2016. That was the show of shows. It should have been, in my estimation, a much better show leading into WrestleMania 32 in Dallas, which I will be attending, and I'm tremendously looking forward to. But if you remember last year, they pulled it off with WrestleMania 31, and Fastlane 2015 was not that great of a show. So they did pull it off, and they very well could pull off a good show in Dallas this year. So let's get into some of the matches here real quick. United States Heavyweight Champion Kalisto, he defeated Alberto Del Rio. I thought both guys worked hard in the match. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I felt that both of them worked very hard in the match. And in the end, Kalisto won. But I'll admit, while I was watching that match, I had Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, and Brock Lesnar in the back of my mind. But yeah, Kalisto went over in that. Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch defeated Naomi and Tamina. It was hard for me to get emotionally invested in that match as well. Like I said, that match was watching it, and I couldn't help but think about the other matches that were going to take place in the show. And, excuse me, I got the hiccups. And, Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch, hiccups on my show. Wow, that's awesome. That's all right. It's probably going to get disliked anyways. I could pretty much do anything and get disliked for, no reason. So it is what it is. We'll just roll with it. Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch defeated Naomi and Tamina. I didn't care. No offense. I didn't care. I like Sasha Banks. I respect the hell out of Becky Lynch. I think she's amazing. But, in the end, I really didn't. I couldn't get my heart into it. Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion Kevin Owens defeated Dolph Ziggler. I think both guys worked hard. I think it was a decent match. I mean, it was nothing that you can't see on Raw or SmackDown, pretty much every week, and then they put it on a pay-per-view. Wasn't all that into it. I was kind of waiting for another match, but all due respect to Kevin Owens, he's a tremendous athlete, tremendous wrestler. And then you have, of course, a match that I actually left the room for. I was on Twitter and social media and all that stuff. I left the room on this match. It was Ryback Big Show Kane versus Braun Strowman, Luke Harper, and Eric Rowan. I was like, well, Bray Wyatt wasn't even in the match. I don't know. Fucking Ryback comes on, and it's like, oh my God, dude. It's just like, I'm ready to do. Let's put it this way. If they would have done Ryback, Big Show, and Braun Strowman, Luke Harper, and Eric Rowan on Raw, I would have DVR'd right through it. No interest in that at all. And then the next match, I really didn't pay much attention to. It was the Divas champion, Charlotte, and Brie Bella. And, there was no real suspense in it because, Brie Bella's leaving. So, obviously Charlotte's going to go over. And then the match of the night was, and she did go over. And then the match of the night was AJ Styles and Chris Jericho. It was great, man. It was just great pro wrestling. And now I guess that would be the one highlight from the pay-per-view. The New Day courts controversy on the Cutting Edge Peep Show. It was good. It was really good. New Day, very, very entertaining. And then the League of Nations came out there, and they kind of got into it with Edge and Christian. And then, I can't even remember what happened. It was just kind of worthless, man. It was cool seeing Edge and Christian, though. Curtis Axel and R-Truth. I like R-Truth. I like Curtis Axel. I thought that could have probably been like a pre-match show. I was surprised that they did that match so late in the pay-per-view, and then the Social Outcast came out, and I'm still waiting for something cool to happen. And then finally, main event comes. and it's Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, and Dean Ambrose. And everybody's really, really pumped up about it. And man, I had my heart invested in Dean Ambrose on this one. I really, really wanted Dean Ambrose to win, or Brock Lesnar. I did not want Roman Reigns to win. And then in the end, they beat the shit out of each other pretty good. It was pretty ferocious, like WWE.com says. It was pretty ferocious. And then in the end, Roman Reigns, whoopie doodah, hits the spear, wins the match. Now him and Triple H are having the big showdown at WrestleMania 32. And now I'm looking at that title match at 32 since I'm going to be there. And I'm like, you know what? I have to look at some of the other matches and see if anything cool else happens, because Triple H and Reigns to me is just kind of like whatever. I'm actually hoping that Triple H retains the title. It's kind of stupid to give it to Reigns at this point. I mean, I don't know what the WWE is doing with Roman Reigns and Triple H in the main event of WrestleMania. I don't think that's the match to sell tickets. I don't think the fans want to see Roman Reigns have the title at the end of WrestleMania. I don't think the fans want to see it. I don't think the fans want to see Roman Reigns win last night. He was booed out the building. He really was. So I maybe I put some stuff up on my social media, Vincent Flair, and my Twitter, Gemini888, blasting Fastlane. But to me, it was disappointing. I was disappointed in the end. I think a lot of wrestling fans were disappointed. I think we all had our hearts in Dean Ambrose or Brock Lesnar getting a shot at Triple H at WrestleMania. So now you got to look at WrestleMania from another perspective. You got to look at it from possibly other matches at WrestleMania, because the title match now, it sucks, man. And they used to have really good title matches at WrestleMania, but Roman Reigns and Triple H, it's kind of like whatever. Triple H is just going to pass the belt to him, so it's kind of anticlimactic. So anyways, thank you guys for listening to this just real quick video, and you guys have a wonderful day, and thank you for listening. Have a good one.